Hello, guys. I'm back again. Sorry, I forgot to change it to 11, chapter 11. So this is chapter 11, yeah. And the author note says it's been a while, hasn't it? But yeah, back to reading. Harry was left standing in shock, wondering why Draco ran off like that. Meanwhile, Draco ran through the cold, shivering slightly as he ran towards Hagrid's hut. When the blond man ended up in front of the familiar hut, he found himself out of breath. Taking a moment to regain his air and his thoughts, Draco finally stood and knocked, hoping that Hagrid was not at the pitch yet. Be here in a second, Fang. Get back here, boy. Hagrid said, supposedly fully pulling Fang to the side before opening the door, tilting his head at the sight of Draco. I can't, I can't write, I can't do his voice. So, Draco, what brings you here 30 minutes before the match? The half giant asked, not used to the potion teacher visiting often. I need help figuring out something. Draco looked up, shivering from the cold. Noticing that he was shivering and the fear and sadness on Draco's face, Hagrid let him in, closing the door behind him. Here, let me make some tea for you, Hagrid said, walking over to the pot hanging over the fireplace. Despite the fact that Hagrid couldn't see him, Draco smiled and smiled in gratitude, sitting in a chair. Fang, wanting to be petted, walked over, plopped his slobbering face all over Draco's lap. So what brings you here, Draco? Hagrid asked once he had placed the tea in front of Draco, having a giant mug for himself. Draco took a moment to admire the hut as he sipped his drink, trying to think of an answer. The interior was messy but warm and a happy feeling, giving off vibes of a safe place. You know Ember, the Muggle studies teacher? Draco said, and Hagrid gave a nod. Well, she flirts with every male teacher, especially Harry. Usually it wouldn't bother me, but today I practically wanted to text her until no end when she was being all giggly with my Harry. I don't know. I want to know why I feel this way. Draco's ramble sounded like a teenage girl. Hagrid chuckled, earning a look from Draco. I think I know what's. I think I know what's going on. You're jealous because you have feelings for Harry, Hagrid said, being straightforward. Draco's eyes widened, his voice struggling to form sentences. No, I don't. Do I? Around 30 minutes later, Harry was getting worried. The match was going to start soon, and he hadn't seen his friend Draco since he ran off for Hagrid's hut. Was it something he did? As soon as Draco left, Ember tried to kiss him, but he practically had to shove her off, too worried about his friend. Hey, Harry, what did I miss? Said appeared next to Harry, shocking him. Looking for you. Where have you been? A blush looked likely from the cold formed on Draco's cheeks. Having a chat with Hagrid. Anyway, ready for this match, Potter? Draco asked, eager to change the subject. Harry smirked, leaning against his broomstick. Since he was the moderator for the match, he had to have a broomstick in case there was any trouble. Of course, Malfoy. Get ready to watch Gryffindor beat Slytherin at this match, Harry joked, earning an eye roll and a weak punch from Draco. The Slytherin was going to respond when there was suddenly a roar, signaling the most likely arrival of the whole Hogwarts population. The two friends were stood outside of the stadium, right next to one of the side entrances. Harry smirked, waving goodbye to Draco before levitating the case that contained the balls, leaving Draco in the stands himself. Going to go to the stands himself. As Harry disappeared into the stadium, he walked to the middle of the stadium he walked to the middle of the stadium where the two teams were stood facing each other. Brooms are ready. The Gryffindor brooms at the ready. Gryffindor stood in the middle of the two captains, a Gryffindor 7-year and a Slytherin 6-year. I want a fair game, so you two shake hands, he said, his voice amplified by a spell. The two captains nodded, shaking hands. Since the Battle of Hogwarts and Moldy was defeated, was Yeetist Deletist defeated? Wait, was Yeetist and Deletist? Most of the tension between Slytherin and Gryffindor disappeared. There was obviously still some rivalry, as expected with any house. Nodding his head sharply, Harry unlocked the chest with his wand, blowing his whistle signifying the start of the match, and the balls were released. By the time the kickoff happened, Draco managed to make it to where their teachers were sitting, next to Neville. Hey, Draco, just in time, the herbology professor greeted to his friend. Turning back towards the match, Draco watched as the Gryffindor chaser passed the quaffle back and forth to a before a Slytherin chaser stole it, throwing it in the middle towards the middle hoop. The Gryffindor keeper was caught off guard, failing to block. 10 points to Slytherin, the announcer, a fourth-year Hufflepuff named David, announced, entering 10 into the scoreboard. Gryffindor side. The Gryffindor side. But didn't have long to mourn over the loss. When one of the Gryffindor's chasers, Alex, snatched the quaffle as it fell, dodging a bludger as she scored twice. Her move was too quick for the Slytherin to pick up. Looks like this is going to be an exciting game, David exclaimed as he entered the score, hanging his feet back, only to get his legs whacked by McGonagall. The score was currently 310 to 160, Slytherin trailing behind majorly. Everyone was on the edge of their seats, eager for the end of the match. The Slytherin and Gryffindor seekers were searching around for the snitch. The pressure on. The tension is high. If Slytherin finds the snitch now, both teams would tie. And all is needed is a 10-point. And Sam scored 10 points for Slytherin! David screamed, throwing his arms up. Heather Duke, the Slytherin seeker, sighed, pausing her flying long enough to wipe the sweat from her brow. Veronica Sawyer stopped as well, facing her opponent. Why did you stop? Too scared to lose? Veronica taunted before putting a hand on her hip. Heather rolled her eyes, about to respond when she spotted something the other seeker didn't see. Hey, what are you looking at? Hey, get back here, Veronica exclaimed, chasing after Heather. Looks like the Slytherin seeker spotted the snitch. Now both are chasing it. Who will win? It looks like Slytherin catches the snitch, bringing the score to 310 versus 320. Slytherin wins by 10 points. Okay, this is it. Goodbye for this episode. Bye.